Montenegro on the Adriatic Sea declared its independence almost 4 years ago, and it hopes to start EU accession talks next year. The small, very beautiful Mediterranean state from these pictures is holding its first ever investment forum in London. Joining us for more is Igor Luksic, the Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister of Montenegro. Igor, thank you very much for coming in to talk to us today. So what are you going to be telling investors today? Why should they be looking at your country?
Well, we're going to present the state of affairs in Montenegro, the political integration process, along with everything we're trying to do to make Montenegro look better, more attractive for investors. We'll tell them everything we're trying to do to structurally reform, to improve the business environment, and everything we've tried to do to improve the overall performance through the crisis period. So I think there is a lot to hear from Montenegro, and we'll also share some experience from investors that are already there.
As a fairly small country, you rely on the outside world a great deal, whether that's exporting aluminium or tourism. How have you come through the current crisis?
Well, we've been hit pretty hard. The drop last year was estimated at 5.3%. But given that in past 3 years before the crisis, we grew at the average 8 to 9%, it seems that we've lost more or less only 1 year. So compared to some other countries which have lost in economic terms 2 or 3 years, I think we've done fairly good. But still, the crisis basically revealed all the structural reforms that are outlying, and we are not resisting dealing with that. We've fiscally adjusted. It was pretty heavy fiscal adjustment of 4% of GDP. Now we have applied fiscal golden rules. It means that current expenditures are covered by current revenues, and that all deficit spending is capital spending, infrastructure and other needs. So I think we have picked the right path through the crisis, and in the next 5 to 10 years, I think the measure of success will be how effective we've been in responding to the further needs to reform pension system, social policies, health system, education and so on. But more or less our agenda today does not differ from any other European agenda.
It's a small country, 625,000 people
like
thereabouts. I mean, obviously no one's going to come and set up a headquarters there because they want to manufacture things in Montenegro. So what is the story that you want to convey to potential investors in the financial industry? I mean, do you see yourself as a new Switzerland or a Liechtenstein? I mean, how do you intend to position yourselves?
Well, first of all, I think we need to make use of the resources we already have. And nevertheless, we're a population and economy size small country. There is plenty of resources to be exploited there. So what we're trying to do, not only to present Montenegro as a tourism beauty, but also there is huge potential of energy. We have just signed the agreement with the Italian government to put the seabed cable between Italy and Montenegro to provide a new interconnection, which makes not only a window of opportunity for Montenegro in energy investments, but also region-wise energy investments. Secondly, we'd like to improve the performance of the aluminium and the steel and other resources and other industries we have by trying to link a set of small and medium-sized companies to make use of that opportunity. Also wood industry and so on, agriculture and so on and so on. But what we'll try to do is to make use of all the resources we have. At the same time, financial sector is something that we like to present as an opportunity, because Montenegro is a euroized country. We have free capital inflow, outflow. We have low taxes, and we'd like to present a good opportunity because we are politically stable, good neighborly relations, and I really believe that as Western Balkans is probably the highest potential region in Europe today, we need to grab that opportunity.
If you look at the former Yugoslav states, probably the most successful model has been that of Slovenia. And what lessons do you learn from the success of Slovenia?
It's been a different political ambience, in my view. But nevertheless, I think we have a lot to learn from Slovenia and other countries that are already members of the EU. I think a combination of stable political situation, full commitment to European integration, NATO integration, WTO accession on one hand, and on the other hand, bringing in rule of law, developing institutions, preventing corruption, organized crime, improving business environment, and structural reforms. That's the key. We are a small country, and we cannot say that accumulation of savings or capital is enough. So that's why we have to rely on foreign investors, and that's why we need to present Montenegrin opportunities worldwide. And I think we've been successful in so far, but there is a lot to do in the following years.
Igor, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Getting the chance to talk with you. Igor Luksic, Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister of Montenegro.